Back to the tool rankings. Here's the overall. Oh boy. GitHub Actions has a near monopoly at 94%. Stripe's also near monopoly at 91.4%. shadcn UI is at 90%. Vercel's at 100% for JS, which is insane. Tailwind is at 68.4%. Zustand's also matching that. Kind of crazy that Tailwind and Zustand are similarly popular. I love Zustand, but seeing it become this prominent is insane. I never thought it would even be a 10th as popular as Redux, but that flipped quickly. Yeah, Redux is at 21.5 million installs per week right now, and Zustand's at 22. Holy shit, it happened. It happened. Zustand is more popular than Redux. I never thought I'd see the day. I might have to start pronouncing it properly out of respect. I will never do that. It is Zustand forever. So yeah, Zustand is much more popular than I ever thought it would be. Still really cool to see. Crazy seeing it above Sentry, because like there's a reason that Sentry is so popular. They are still the most complete bug tracking solution for error management in real software, especially mobile. Going down the list further, we got Resend, as I mentioned before. Please don't roll your own email solutions. Vitess, which is really good for doing testing in TypeScript. I'm so thankful we're not getting like old tools like Jest in here. Postgres is the main database pick. I have my opinions. Postgres is fine, but if your project grows, you got to know how to scale Postgres and the consequences of the choice. I find that if you're not having to worry about scale, SQLite's a pretty good option. If you are, MySQL is still the undefeated GOAT, especially if you use a platform that can handle that with Vitess, which isn't Vitess. Vitess, V-I-T-E-S-S, is a way to scale MySQL. PlanetScale has that handled really well. Highly recommend it. Postgres is a weird in-between that I don't find myself recommending a lot, but it's fine. As many of y'all know, I prefer integrations with my database that go a little deeper in terms of how it relates to my backend as well as my client, and I really like Convex for that specifically. We got NPM here at 56.3%, React Hook Form, great library at 52%. TanStack Form's catching up now in functionality, but React Hook Form is the undefeated GOAT still. Redis is at 41.6. TanStack Query is only at 40%. That's a bit sad to see. This should be a lot higher. One of the fun things I noticed is that a lot of people who have historically not been too deep on the front end in React side, because they're building bigger apps now and they're using tools like Claude Code to do the front end a little deeper, somebody like Aaron, who comes from the PHP world, is suddenly really deep in dynamic front end application development and just discovered TanStack Query and how great it is. And it's very cute seeing all these people discover TanStack Query 6+ years after I started evangelizing it. And over on the Python side, we have Fast API. Makes a lot of sense. AWS S3 is very competitive for file storage, but it's only at 32.5%. That's very interesting. I want to see the other file storage solutions. NextAuth is pretty low at 31. Next.js API routes is also weirdly low at 28.6%. PyTest is 25.7. Actually, on the Next.js routes one, I wonder if that's because there are other apps that aren't using Next. So this is just recommended in the Next.js instances. And then Railway is on the list, but barely at 25.6%. Cool so far. Let's compare the different categories. With CI/CD, GitHub wins by far. Vercel CI is recommended